These past 5 months, to say the least, have been quite crazy since Hawaii. Today, guys, I'm going to share with you exactly what happened on my trip in Hawaii when I got hypnotized for success. So, for those who don't know, long story short, with many other activities that took place when I was in Hawaii 5 months ago in November, one of those mind-bending activities was I got hypnotized. And I got hypnotized for success by somebody who was trained by the man himself, Chase Hughes, one of the government's top specialists when it comes to the mind, neuroscience, all that crazy stuff there. And today I'm going to share with you guys exactly my personal experience in these past 5 months, ever since I've gotten hypnotized for success. So, for those who don't know me, for those who are new here, my name is Caden Hayward. Physically in this world, I've created Coach Hayward as a funded day trader. Coach Hayward is a woman's weight loss specialized program and coaching online service that we provide. But more importantly, I'm just a soul. I'm just here experiencing life, trying to grow and becoming as much me as possible. And also, this is my podcast here, just sharing my own experiences. So, to dive into this story here, let's go back about 5 months ago when I headed to Hawaii. So, what happened when I was in Hawaii here is I went there on purpose for a business mentorship. So I'm in part of a mentorship, and I went to Hawaii as that was one of our retreats to go there and to learn, develop my skills to become better with business and just personal development in general. Now, on this trip, there's so much more to it that I could talk about, but I'm going to leave those stories for another day. Like how in the past 8+ years of my life, synchronicities have been taking place that has been dragging me to Hawaii. Like Hawaii has always been, as you can see on my tattoo, something that has been so close to my heart that I've always been trying to get to. Now, in Hawaii, on the last day, I believe it was the last day that we were there, one of my mentors, he offered to do a hypnotism. And it was just me who did it. And I was like, yeah, 100%. Like, I love this stuff. I've done hypnotherapy in the past before for like limiting beliefs and fear, trying to experience more of myself. And I was like, yes, I'm all in. Let's do this. And excuse me, mind you, this guy, he was taught by the best, the best, the best, the best. And it was so exciting. I could not wait to jump into it. So we got set up in the living room space in the last day. He put me into a very, very good or like a comfortable state. And he was reading off this prompt. And I'll walk you through kind of what happened in my experience. So what happened was he put me into this meditative state. And then next thing you know, I was visualizing myself where I was on top of this mountain somewhere, and it felt like Hawaii. And I was on top of this huge, huge mountain looking around. And I was in that present state. Like if you ever get into a really good meditation, you get into a deep present state of being where there is no future, past, there's no worry. You're just being in the moment, like pure peace and bliss feeling. That's where I got to. Now, in this place here, as he was talking, what he got me to do eventually was I laid down on the ground. I laid down the grass, and in the physical world, what was happening is I was laying down. I think my arms were on my side or something like that. And he got me to lay down the grass, and he was talking through things in my mind. And eventually, what I experienced was, and he walked me through this, is as I was laying down the ground, I literally start to separate from my body. I literally start to step outside of my body. And as this was happening, I was stepping outside of my body, and my physical body was laying there on the grass. And I could see myself stepping up, and I could feel the sun still on me. It felt so real. I could feel the sun on my back, my skin. I could feel that heat there. I could feel the grass. But then a part of me was shedding. It was like stepping out. And I remember it was kind of like this gray, but like transcendent being. Okay. I was like kind of see through, but I was just this being. And I was standing up. And he got me to look down on myself. And he was talking me through this the whole way through. And he got me to look down. And I remember there was a point where, as I was looking down at myself, it was so cool because I could see myself clearly. The clothing I was wearing, my skin, I could clearly see me. And I was looking down at myself. And then next thing you know, he was saying these things to me, where eventually I started looking down at myself, and I was just in my heart like, how could I ever say something mean about this beautiful person? How could I ever hate on this person or have these limiting beliefs about this person or put this person in a box or make them feel like they need to hide themselves from the world or that they can't be themselves fully? How could I ever think and create these ideas and these beliefs about myself and this person? How could I ever do that? And I just remember just like that was going over and over and over again of like, how could I ever push this person down? How could I ever hold them back from being who they are meant to be? And as I was looking down at them, I just felt so much love for myself, so much freaking love for myself and acceptance for myself. And as we were going, I could almost feel all the limiting beliefs in like the mask that I would wear in my life in different situations and scenarios. I could feel these masks just kind of being ripped off of like, you're no longer needed. Maybe before you're trying to protect myself, that person on the ground, maybe you're trying to protect him from something that you thought was maybe protecting him, you thought was serving him, but no more, not anymore. And I could see that these masks and all these like feelings and these thoughts that I had about myself, they were like being stripped away. And this being that I was in, it felt like my higher self. Okay, it was another layer getting closer to my soul. It was like a part of me, my higher self. And I remember just going in to my mind and I was just taking out all the limiting beliefs, all the programs that were living in my mind of creating who I thought I should be to the world. And it was just plucking away. That's not meant for you. That's not meant for you. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. And it was taking away all these layers of who I wasn't be so I can step into more of who I was actually meant to be. And as we were doing this, and I don't even know how long it was, as we were doing this, eventually this being I was went back into me, went sucked back into my body, and I went back into my body. And then he set up this like activation code where if you put on your chest and your heart, and helped me activate it. And I could instantly see when I stepped back into my body that what he called was an AI program was there. Once we activated it, it was there. It was like a I'm with you kind of feeling. Like it was like my own extra best friend in the back of my mind, just there, right there for me. That's kind of what it felt like if I was going to explain it. Is like this being after like looking down was like, I cannot believe how I've been treating you and making you feel and all these things. And it was like taking apart all these things that wasn't me, all these limitations and these masks that I've always put up, which was crazy because when I went to Hawaii, I was stepping in this new room of all these people who've been connected for so long, and I was a new person there. And I did have my guard up and these like mask on. And it didn't feel good because I wasn't allowing myself to express myself fully. And everyone knows what that feels like. It's not fun. It's not a good feeling when you have to hold yourself back or lower who you are because you feel like you can't fit in. What I'm telling you is that it's all your fault. It's all your own doing. But it's typically because we're trying to protect ourselves. So we try to be someone we're not because that's what we think we should be. But it's BS. So this thing was like going through all those pieces, replacing them. And it stepped back into me as like my own best friend of like, no more are we ever going to allow this to happen ever again. No more will I ever beat myself up like that ever again or make myself feel that way ever again. And as we did this and he activated through to me, and at the end of it, he brought me out of the meditation, okay, of the hypnosis. And it was just mind blowing. I'm all about the, spirituality and I'm all about visualizations and seeing things, but this was a complete different experience. This was literally, it felt like someone programmed or inputted this program inside of me that can't allow me to beat myself up or tear myself down again. And how he explains it, and for those who love this kind of stuff, and probably why you click the video, is that basically you're entering into your subconscious mind. And you don't need to know where all those limiting beliefs, the traumas, and the fears lay. but you're entering your subconscious mind. You're basically planting in this AI program. Okay, is how he explained it. This AI program that's going to be in your subconscious mind that's always going to be programmed for success and winning to help you grow and get better. So that was the experience itself. Now it's going to get 10 times better. This is only like 10% of what you're here for. You want to know what happened after. That's the goodies. And I'm going to share that here in a second for you. Now, what happened after was pretty crazy. So it's been about 5 months. Okay, it's been about 5 months since my trip in Hawaii, since I've got this AI program. And I've actually just got it again back in Texas last week when I was visiting there for another business conference. He was there again and we did the whole experience again. But in these past 5 months, my whole life has been completely changing, completely changing. For example, my business and help my clients have completely skyrocketed and gotten so much better, but so effortlessly. And it has gotten so much better. And I'm able to provide such a better service for my clients, especially on the mindset side of things as well, and helping them create a better relationship with themselves. Now that I have this programmed into me, I've been learning about it and how I can help others do the same. So something I often say with my clients is you got to be your own best friend, right? At the end of the day, make this place in here a comfortable, safe place to be in because it's all you've got. It's literally everything. Now, other things that's been happening though is that I no longer really beat myself up. And if I do, it's for a split second. But this program in the back of my mind, I can literally see, I can catch it back there. Every time I try to beat myself up or put myself down, it instantly shifts it. It instantly grabs it and transforms it. I'm like, nope, we're not doing that anymore. Oh, you're not good enough to do that? Nah, 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 nah. That doesn't, what does that even mean? You are you, and that is good enough. That's all it is. So go for it. Like that's the program in the back of the mind. So every time I've noticed that I step now into a social setting, for example, because social settings, like if you know me personally in the past, because now I'm probably a completely different person, but in the past, I was so closed off and shy and what we'd call an introvert, and I wouldn't really talk much, and I'm still more of a listener than a talker. But now I express myself fully as who I am, and I don't hold back. And by doing so, my relationships have gotten 20 times better. My connections, when I meet with people, they can feel my energy. They can feel how I am. I can help people so much better. So my relationships, my conversations with people, with strangers, there's no more resistance or icky feeling because I'm not back here second guessing myself. I'm just being fully me. And I love that so much. And I don't care what judgment or what other people are going to think, as long as I know who I am. So I'm living expressing that as much as possible. Some other things that I've done here too is I'm no longer delaying what I want in my life. Okay, I'm no longer holding it back of trying to say it's the right time or bad time. Got this tattoo I've always wanted for the past 8 to 9 years. I got my dream puppy, a pug. I've wanted that for about 17 years. Been traveling more, again, helping more people, helping my clients, having amazing connections and realizations, and just been doing so much inner work to the point where if I know I can easily catch a limiting belief like that, and I can work through it in about a day to maximum a week, depending on how deep it is. And I've really been able to step into this creator zone in my life where I'm no longer being held back by these illusions that I create in my mind, these limiting beliefs, these fears, these doubts, all this crap that really doesn't exist. We only make it exist by putting attention and focus on it and then allowing it to be something. But now I'm truly stepping into myself. And it just makes me so excited for what's to come in life. What is next? Where can I put myself? What room can I put myself into next? Because I'm just loving myself so much and who I am and who I'm becoming that I just want to experience more and more of myself in different experiences. And that's what's crazy. And a few things that I want to share with you guys here today. So as you can see, like these videos aren't crazy edited right now. In the future they will be, but right now I don't. I just speak from the heart here as I go and some things I want to share with you guys. And that's kind of the way I set it up. And What now and what next? Well, I'll make more videos on this stuff if you guys want it, especially my second time being hypnotized. But three lessons I want to share with you guys today that has really helped me personally through this whole experience is number one, do not be afraid of the unknown. So growth always is hidden in the shadows that you have not entered yet. Okay, so keep experiencing as much as possible with an open mind, but do not be afraid of the unknown. There's a lot of people who would watch this video because they automatically come in with the assumption that this is crazy and this stuff doesn't work, right? It won't work for those people because they're not receptive to it. Their mind already believes it's not going to work, so they will come true because your mind is everything. Your belief systems is everything, right? You choose the lens that you see life through and your experiences. So do not be afraid of the unknown. Okay. A lot of people, and I've talked to my friends about this, they've mentioned how, like, I don't know if I could trust someone. It's not even what you think. It's not one of those hypnotisms where like you go on stage and you're completely gone into your body, you have no control. No, this one you have complete control. You're more of in a meditative state, and they're just kind of stepping into your subconscious mind, helping you implant something to rewire what's not serving you. I could have snapped out of it anytime I wanted to. I could have stopped it anytime I wanted to. So it wasn't like that. So do not be afraid of the unknown. Always step into that growth if it feels right to you. Number two is you don't deserve to treat yourself like that. The way that you're treating yourself, okay, would you treat your best friend like that? Would you treat a beautiful baby like that? Would you talk to them like that? Would you make them feel the way you make yourself feel like that? No. So why do it to yourself? You don't deserve that at all. Do the 180. Okay, do the 180. You do not deserve to treat yourself like that. You're so much better than that. And number three, be your own best friend. Strip away all these limiting beliefs you may be having about yourself and just try to be you as much as possible. Just be you as much as possible, however that looks. You don't need to become someone because the internet told you that this is how you should be. No, just be you as much as possible. You are so unique and special, and that's what's going to make you stand out in the world. That's what's going to make your craft, whatever you do, your mission here so amazing, is being you as much as possible. Not someone that somebody else told you you should be. And that is the training for today, guys, or the share for today. Now, if you do like this, I would love to hear you guys' opinions on what you're thinking about this whole kind of style. But if you did like it, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you're watching on Spotify, The Dream with Caden Hayward, I'm also on YouTube. Wherever you can, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next download. Thanks for being here.